Well, hello, everybody. Come on in. Go to the kitchen. Get yourself something to drink. Get yourself something to eat. Come on in. Have a seat. Or you're more than welcome to go in the living room. Put your feet up. Chill out. And we're going to have a fun time. So, you all knew I was getting close to having my blanket done. I'm tying up the ends now. And it's a bittersweet moment for me. But it is done. Just sewing in my ends. So, I just I wanted to show that to everybody. It's finally done. 220 mini hanks. So 2 bags of this plus 20, because there's 100 in each bag. And I have my blanket. Now I can start on other things. And it's like, where do I begin? I have so much to do, so many things to make, and I just don't have time. So it is what it is. So if you've been watching the videos, you know that I hit a deer and I totaled my car. I got the final results Monday evening, about 6:00. The adjuster had called, and he didn't call. He said they came out Monday morning, or I should say, around noon. He was looking at it. He took pictures, and he's like, "It's pretty much a loss." He said, "But," he said, "there has been times where he sent the report in saying that it was totaled, but the people that finalize it, they have the final say. And if they say, no, it's not totaled, we're going to fix it." So it don't get totaled, but it gets fixed. And I told him, I said, either way, I'm buying a new car. Either way. If they decide to fix it instead of total it, I'll still use that one for work. I'll keep the new one in case something happens. And so today, Monday, well, it's actually Tuesday, but this was all taking place on Monday. So before Kevin went to bed Sunday night, he messaged the car dealership guy over in Dowagiac that he knows. And he's like, hey, Russ is needing a car. His got totaled out, blah, blah, blah. So this morning, or Monday morning, Glenn let him know, hey, look, I have a meeting at 8. I have a doctor's appointment at 9. When I come back, he's like, I'll run numbers on a few vehicles and give you guys a look. Kevin told him how much car payment that we wanted. And that's really about the extent of the information. He did tell Glenn, I like the Equinox, which I do. And I like the Equinox tracks. Or the Chevrolet tracks. And he's like, we got one of each in over the weekend. So I'll put the numbers together and, let you guys see it. Okay. And I am tired, but I can't sleep because I have to sleep Tuesday during the day so I can go to work Tuesday night. So I tried to sleep when Kevin got up to go to work. I went to bed and I tried to sleep. Couldn't sleep. So I was up until the adjuster left. And then I come back in. It's like, I'm going to bed. Went to bed. Kevin got me up at 3. So I had about 2.5 hours of sleep. And we got to the dealership about 4:00 in the afternoon, Monday. And Glenn was waiting for us. And we pull up and we get out and we start walking. He's outside talking to another gentleman who just bought a Equinox EV. And he was telling us, I had asked him a question. It's like, is the EV's nice? He goes, well, it comes with a 110 plug for for the car to charge up at your home. And it's like 10 miles for an hour. You have to leave the thing plugged in for an hour to go 10 miles. So just to go back and forth to work, the car would have to be plugged in for 10 hours a day. That's just to make it to work and back. Although it is on a 110 plug, which any household can charge. But he's like, the guy's having an electrician come out and put in a bigger plug so it doesn't, take as long. So, and then the batteries are expensive. Well, anyhow, I got off track. So we go in, and before we go in, he walks us over to a vehicle that's sitting there, brand new. It had 4 miles on it. 4. Okay. Brand new. And it was an Equinox RS all-wheel drive. I live in a snow belt area, so we get lots of snow. I've always had front-wheel drive, but this one is all-wheel drive. So it's going to be kind of nice. I've never had that in my entire life. I've never had that because I couldn't afford it. This thing is loaded. This thing is loaded. So it's got the heated seats, the heated steering wheel. It has heated mirrors. It has a 360-degree camera that I can see all the way around the car. And as I'm backing out, the front will tell me if I'm getting too close to another vehicle. So if I'm turning and my front is getting too close to a vehicle as I'm backing out, it tells me. If I'm getting too close to something in the back, it tells me. If there's something on the side, it tells me. And if when you're driving down the road, we all look. We look this way because something catches our eye, so we look real quick. Well, if you start to drift one way or the other, the car automatically adjusts and puts you back in your lane. Now, if you physically aim the car a certain way, it won't do that. But if you just kind of like slowly drift, it'll bring the car back. Cruise control. You set it for the length of your cruise. So if you're going at 60 miles an hour and the car in front of you is going, if you're all going 60 miles an hour and the car in front of you automatically like stops and you don't realize it, the car knows. So when it hits that threshold that you set, it's going to start slowing you down. It automatically shuts the power down and starts braking to help avoid an accident. It has rear defrost, dual climate control. The screen is a touch screen, computerized. It's Android and Apple compatible. So the screen, I call it the computer. It will read you your text messages. It will play your voicemails. It will read your emails. And it has unbelievable maps. So as you're driving, even if you're just going up to the store, if you click on your map button, it shows exactly where you're at. It'll show you exactly where you're at. It has a key fob. There is no key. So you push start it. It has remote start. And it's a 15-minute timer. But if you need like 20 or 25 minutes or whatever, you just go in there and you program the car. It's like, no, I want 25 minutes before you shut off. So if it's like on a extra cold day, you can go in there and say, okay, warm up for 25 minutes. So 20 minutes, you walk out the door, hop in your warm car, or you do it on a hot day. You can have your car cool down for you. And whatever temperature you have it set at, once the car reaches that temp, the fan shuts off until it detects either going. If it gets too warm, it'll kick back on to cool it back down. If it gets too cold, he'll kick it back on until it raises up if, for the cold season. And it's just, there's just so much. There's just so much that this car can do. I got a really super good deal on it. I guess I can call myself lucky because the guy at the car dealership, he's like, we're going to automatically give you $1,250 off the top. Then there was a bunch of rebates still. So we got all of that. And so it's like we test drove it, and it's like, it's a new car. You know, it's going to ride smooth, and of course you're going to like it, right? It's a brand new car. Who's not going to like a brand new car? So he's like, you know, take it down to the gas station. He's like, I got to put gas in it. So he puts half a tank in it. And we get back out on the road and we drive. And we turn, and then we turn again. And then I pull into the township hall. So me and Kevin can swap. I got in the passenger seat. He got in the driver's seat. So he drove for a little while, and I rode in the passenger seat just to get us the feel of how the car rides. Do we like it? And it seemed fine to me. But yet again, it's a new car. Who's not going to like a new car, right? So we get back to the dealership, and we go in and we start, filling all the paperwork. And he goes, with $5,000 down, your payment's this. 6,000, it's this. 7,000, it's this. Between the 5,000 down and the $7,000 down, there wasn't much. It was like a $30. I don't even think it was $30 difference. So it's like, no, we'll put the $5,000 down. And he's like, okay. He's like, I just need you to sign that you're okay. So I did, and he took it off to the manager. He come back, and then we filled out the credit app and got that sent off. And we went through GM Financial, and GM Financial's finicky. But I had no issues. But when he come back, before we signed the final offer, Kevin looks at me. He goes, "What about the discount code?" I said, "We can try." So the guy's like, he asked what discount. And I said, well, at the place that I work, we get like employee pricing. We get, a price break. And he gave it a name. I don't remember the name. And he goes, yeah. He's like, if you got it, he's like, we'll see if it works. He's like, doesn't hurt to try. So he gets in there, And he pulls up and he's like, when he got to the place that when he got to our parent company, there's like 20 or 30 of, there's 20 or 30 different entities underneath our parent company. And so we're looking for the one that I'm under, right? And so we found it, and the code matched what was on the screen, so we knew we had the right code. So he got that all set up, and he submitted it. We filled out the form. He submitted it, and got the okay to use the code. And he took it to his manager, and he come back and he's like, it just saved you $1,500. So $1,500 more come off the car, which is great, take whatever you can get. And he said with that extra $1,500, he's like, you're getting a better deal with this brand new car than I can put you in a used one, because he had a used Equinox, a Chevy Equinox with 17,000 miles on it, which there's nothing wrong with used, but he said it's $1,200 difference. He's like, you getting a brand new car. He's like, I would have kicked you under the table if you didn't take it. And he's right. And now if it was a different, if it was several $1,000s difference, then the used would be the way to go. But with them being so close together, it's like take new all day long. The payment, what did he say? I think the payment was like $12 difference so I'm paying $12 more a month to have the new car than taking the used car. Why not take the new one, right? Now, I wouldn't have had a problem taking a used one. It only had 17,000 miles on it. But being able to use the code from work really helped. And he was, they closed at 6 p.m. We got there at 4. So we only had 2 hours. We figured that we would be going back tomorrow to finalize the deal. Nope. This man was so well organized. While he was waiting on things, and 2, he's an older gentleman. He's been with the car dealership probably 30 years. Maybe not quite that long, but he's been with them a long time. So I'm sure he knew with what he was seeing and what the finance guy at the dealership was telling him. He probably knew in advance that the sale was going to happen. So he had us bring our license plate, our registration, and our car insurance tag. And so while he was waiting for everything in the back to, all the dust to settle in the back, he went out and he screwed the license plate on the car, and, he was getting all the numbers and everything that he needed. And he was doing everything ahead of time because, like I said, he probably knew that the sale was going to happen, so he was just steps ahead, which was really great because we got out of there at 6 o'clock. But the finance manager called out to him on the phone, and he's like, "How many miles does he drive?" And I told him, and he's like, about 18 to 20,000 a year, and that's true. That's no lie. Because going back and forth to work is 60 miles, 70 miles a day. And I do it 5 days a week. So that's 300 miles a week. So that's 1,200 miles a month. Times that by 12. So it's like 14 some thousand miles a year. But then you've got your going to the store, running errands, doing little things. So add on another 4,000 for the year, puts us about 18,000. And so he hung up, and I said, "Is he trying to get me to in a lease, or are we buying? I can't do a lease." And he goes, "Oh, no, no, no." He's like, "You're buying." He's like, he just needed to know the mileage, what you were driving, so he can, when you go in and talk to him, he knows what packages, if you want service. Okay. So, anyhow, um, when we got in there to sign all the legal paperwork for the car, um, we were talking, and something didn't seem right to him. Something didn't seem right to the finance manager, and he's like, GM owes you $500. It's like, they owe you $500. Okay, get my 500. Get me my $500. So he calls him, talks to him, because he told us that GM rolls out all of these incentives. If you're this, you get so much off. If so, like if you're a military person and a first responder, and all the you get crazy credits. So you can easily rack up, if they go through all the incentives, you can easily rack up to 2,000, 2,500 off the car. Just depend. It's just something GM does. But the finance manager goes, "I don't know why they do it, because nobody knows about them." So he says they send all this information to us, and we're asking all these customers, trying to save them as much money as we can, but none of them qualify for nothing. It's like, that don't make sense. So he said he had one gentleman had over an 800 credit score and didn't qualify for the GM 0% 60-month financing. Why not? He's like, Don't know, but but it made the guy mad, so the guy paid cash. He said the only reason why the guy was doing it was because he was going to use GM's money and keep as much money in the bank as he could, which is understandable. I understand that. But when he didn't qualify for it, the guy's just like, here's a check. And of course, the guy's been buying cars from the car dealership for a long time, so they knew his check was good. Anyhow, well, when it come to me, he got off the phone, and I said they wouldn't budge. He goes, no, they said that you didn't qualify. I had A plus, or I had a score of A credit, but they wanted A plus credit. Really? And the finance manager looks at me. He goes, with your credit, you could have went anywhere to any car lot and got any car you wanted with your credit rating. And he's like, I don't understand it. But he says, what I did do for you, though, is I wanted to go out longer terms, but to go out longer terms, the interest rate went up higher. But he says, what I did is he's like, I got him to agree that, going from 72 months to 84 months, we're not going to up your interest rate. We're just going to leave you at the set interest rate. Okay, cool. So it kind of balanced out. So in the long run, I got more than $500 from GM. So, and we can pay the car off at any time without any penalties. So, here in a few years, I'll be like, okay, we're done. Because Kevin's going to want a new truck. So, we're so what we're really wanting to do is we were both waiting. And now was not the time to buy. We're just waiting. And we're going to buy cars together because that's what we did the last time. We both got 2014 brand new vehicles. He got a brand new truck in 2014. I got the brand new Equinox in 2014. And we're going to kind of like keep that, get new cars together all the time, right? But with the hitting the deer, we couldn't do that. Things happen. But I know everybody was going to want to know, was I able to get a new car? What kind of car I got? Blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to do this video. Plus, I wanted to tell everybody the blanket's done. I'm just sewing in my ends. There's not a whole lot of ends to sew in. I'm just sewing my ends in. And so then getting the new car, I guess we could call it as a win. We got a really good deal on it. We got a lot of rebates. Now it's just monthly payment time. But so we'll just have to see how things play out. And pray and hope for the best, right? Well, anyway, that's the story on the used car, that's the story on the new car. And so the only reason how we got to put so much down on the car is because when they totaled out the other car, it was a wash. So basically, what we got from the car, we gave to, we just put right back into the new one. So it was just so it's not like we just had that money laying around, not using. We took it from what we got from the insurance company and gave it to the car dealership. That's basically what we did. So it's like a wash, which was a good thing, because if it wasn't for that, we couldn't have put that much money down. Nope. So I was grateful for that. I'm going to try. Don't hold me to it, because I am not good at editing, but I'm going to try and put pictures of the new car at the end of the video. I'm going to try. Don't know how it's going to work, but I'm going to try. If not, maybe I can make if I can't put them in the end of the video, I'll try and make a short that's like 4 pictures. So it wouldn't take very long to do a short. But anyhow, I rattled on enough. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Give me some thumbs up. Share me if you want. And I will see you all in my next video, okay? Bye, everybody.